how's it going? I hope everyone is doing well whenever you tune in to see this. So this is going to be a general reading for fire sign Sagittarius. It is a general reading, so it can cover anything like love, work, friends, family, health, etc. So always take it how it resonates for you if it does. And all my readings that I do are timeless. So, even though on the title it says July 17th through the 31st, for some of you it could resonate 6 months in the past, 6 months in the future, 3 months, 3 weeks, 3 days, 3 hours, 3 minutes, however you want to take it. So always keep that in mind as well. So I'm going to go over a couple of astrology notes here in the beginning, and I will be putting a timestamp for when I actually start the tarot reading, as I've already pre-shuffled all your cards and oracle cards that I do at the very end here, Sagittarius. But in case you are not interested in the astrology notes that are general for everyone, or if you've watched some of the other readings in this series so far, maybe you don't want to hear it again, so I will be providing a timestamp for that. Okay, so let's get into your astrology notes during this time. So we have on July 17th, there is a first quarter moon. On July 19th, Vesta, which covers aspirations, plans, and goals, is going to be entering into air sign Libra, which deals with balance and beauty themes, okay? And then on July 21st, Venus, which covers love and assets, okay, is going to be entering into earth sign Virgo, which deals with typical, general themes of Virgo, so organization, grounding, and stability. Okay, so it could be a particular note for some of you guys during this time. And then on July 22nd, we're going to enter into Leo season, so the sun enters into Leo, all right, your fellow fire sign. And then on July 23rd, we have a full moon in Aquarius. On July 27th, Mercury is entering into Leo, so Mercury will be leaving Cancer. Okay, so Mercury again deals with communication, electronics, all of that stuff. All right, so it'll be leaving Cancer and entering into Leo on July 27th. And then on July 28th, I believe Jupiter is still in retrograde for another month or so. Excuse me. But with that being said, Jupiter is still going to be going into the air sign of Aquarius on July 28th, okay? So again, even though Jupiter is in retrograde, it's not all bad, right? So Jupiter deals, well, first of all, it rules Pisces and Sagittarius, but it deals with religion, law, education, travel, big wealth or money versus like everyday wealth or money, okay? And then on July 29th, Mars enters into earth sign Virgo. Okay, so Mars covers creativity, passion, also anger, right? Because Mars is, the war god, right? As we say, okay? But it's going to be entering into earth sign Virgo. So again, Virgo themes of more grounding, stability, and organization, okay? Maybe around those themes of anger, passion, creativity, all right? And then the last placement we're going to talk about real quickly is on July 31st, Ceres, okay, which is an asteroid. It's not a planet, but it's big enough and close enough to still affect us here on Earth, okay? It's going to be entering into air sign Gemini, okay, on July 31st. And Ceres is really similar to the Greek goddess Demeter, okay? So she deals with agriculture, food, gardening, cooking, nurturing energy, nourishment, nutrition, and also a little bit of grief, all right, as well, because when you talk about the goddess Demeter, you also talk about Persephone. And Persephone, when she loses her daughter, goes into the underworld and goes into the winter season for us. So that could be a little bit of hints of grief for some people, but not everybody, right? So again, this is just kind of like a general summary of some of the astrology notes. But and the last thing too, on the same day, real quickly, on July 31st, we have a last quarter moon. Okay, so with all that being said, let's get into your reading here, Sagittarius. And I also wanted to say that I hope everyone is doing well whenever you tune in, day or night. You can, resonate with this video even if you are not a sun, moon, rising, Venus, Sagittarius, as we all have all 12 signs, all 12 zodiacs throughout our birth chart. That's why I always encourage everyone, if you don't already have a birth chart, to get a free basic one online, even if you don't have your exact birth time, you can still get a pretty good one and find out your other placements, and therefore check those other horoscopes and other videos as well. Okay, so with that being said here, Sagittarius, one more thing I did want to mention is that I always take a picture at the end of all of your cards here today, and I will be posting it on my Facebook page in case you want to pull it up while you watch or listen or look at it at a later time. So it will be there after this reading. So if you want to, you can just click in the description box below and follow the instructions there on how to view it if you want to. It's there. All right, so let's pull out your cards here, Sagittarius. And I forgot to show your little Sagittarius thing here, okay? In case you were wondering or forgot which video you were watching. All right, so Sagittarius, you have the Four of Cups upright, Six of Sacred Circles upright, Nine of Swords upright, Seven of Cups upright, Four of Sacred Circles upright, and Three of Sacred Circles in the reverse position. I also pulled an additional card for you. Instead of the main 6, now you will have the main 7. Okay, so your last card in the main 7 is the Fool card upright. So real quick before we go into what your reading is talking about here and go over the energies, if you are new, welcome, right? And if you're coming back, welcome back too. So if you are looking at the picture, or I will try to put up a little small graphic of all the cards somewhere in the corner here as well. But I start with the main 6 or 7 in the middle, okay? And then I have the confirmation tarot cards that are along the outside, okay? And then also we talk about what's on the top and the bottom of each deck, and it will be in a different placement every time I do a reading, because I do it based on where my spirit guides tell me to put those cards, okay? And then also at the very end, I do go over a couple of oracle cards as well. All right, so let's get into it. Oh, and one more thing, Sagittarius, if you are new, right, if this isn't your energy, never force it, okay? That's why I always tell you to check out your other placements, other videos, other horoscopes, right? Sometimes, let's say you're an Aries sun and you're a Leo moon. Sometimes your Aries will resonate more, and sometimes your Leo will resonate more. It just really depends, because it is a general reading that I'm reading for a lot of people, okay? But, if it's not, also if it's not you, it could be the person or people or situation you're dealing with, organization, or just your general environment energy during this time. Okay, they're like, let's get to it. Okay, so Sagittarius, we're going to start off with your first card here, the Four of Cups in the upright position. This is an energy of not being totally satisfied with your current options or current people you're dealing with, or a situation that you're in, okay? It is also a little bit of a lack of trust and thinking that the universe will provide you with something better, okay? So it's like, just, if you look at this guy's posture here, he doesn't look too particularly happy, right? So he's only focusing on these 3 cups, all right? But what he doesn't realize is that if he changes his perspective slightly, right, or the angle that he's looking at something, or just stays a little more patient, which can be hard for fire signs, right, then something better will be provided, better people, better circumstances, better energy, okay? So this is kind of the card and the energy we're starting off your reading with here. Also wanted to say, I think I forgot to say it earlier, is that when we go over the main 6 in the center, or the main 7 for you, this is energy in that first row, okay? This first card, right? Starting around July 17th. Hold on, there's that airplane. So that first row that I was talking about is energy starting around July 17th, okay, going through that week and that upcoming weekend, okay, and then the second row is the same kind of deal. So the second row will be the last week of July, the last weekend of July. It could even go into the first couple of days or week of August, okay? It all depends, as it is a general reading, all right, and nothing is exact, all right? So keep that in mind as well. Now, before we go into your second card here, Sagittarius, right off the bat, my spirit guides wanted me to talk to you about what's on the top and the bottom of your first deck here, the one in the main center, and that is the Ancestral Path Tarot deck that I use, okay? So this is energy from the recent past that could still be lingering underneath your reading, or why certain cards have come up, okay? So you have the Eight of Swords in the reverse on the top, and you have the Five of Swords upright on the bottom, okay? So this is saying that in the recent past here, Sagittarius, okay, and what is recent for you, you have to answer that for yourself, all right? It could be a couple of months ago, it could be years ago, it could be days ago. Again, it will be different for everybody. But this is saying that you were really struggling here with your mental, right? So you could have been in one way, right? Since on the top here we have the Eight of Swords in reverse, you were letting go of any anxiety, worry, overthinking, staying up late at night, worrying over stuff you couldn't really necessarily change, okay? And then you started to let that stuff go, okay? But then something might have happened in the past that was some kind of trigger for you, where you started to pick up those worries again in some way, okay? Also with the Five of Swords in the upright position, this is an energy that talks about not focusing enough on the present moment, right? So anytime you worry, you could be thinking about the past, or you could have anxiety about the future, okay? But not enjoying the present moment here enough. This also talks about you could be competing with yourself, with others, with, you know, both, okay? One or the other, or both. But it's just really this back and forth energy, okay, in the past, like I said, where you can see the struggle, where in one way you could be taking like 2 steps forward and then 1 step back, because you have one of the swords in the reverse position and then you have one right side up, okay? So we won't go too much into that, but I just wanted to show you kind of why we started the reading off with the Four of Cups in the right side up position, okay, in relation to these 2 other cards, because this is really talking about why you could be in that energy, Sagittarius, of not currently happy with your circumstances, with your situation in some way, or you're feeling impatient, or you're not trusting that the divine, that the universe, your angels, whatever you want to call it, will bring you something better, because you have a lot of worry on your mind, okay? All right, but don't worry, because there's still some really good cards. I always like to say that, so just hold on 1 second here and let's see what else we have for you. All right, sorry, it's a little windy here, making sure my stuff isn't blowing. All right, literally your second card here is already better energy. This is the Six of Sacred Circles, also known as Six of Pentacles. Okay, so this is an energy that talks about slowly stacking your abundance, okay, working on something. Abundance can be more than just money, whatever you want to currently manifest in your life or get rid of, okay, that kind of energy. But it is a slow process, right? So if you think in the tarot, usually 10 is the highest number. This is a 6, right? So it doesn't mean that you have all this abundance, the maximum amount of abundance, but you are slowly starting to stack your abundance and your pentacles in some way. Now, also with this being said, this is a card that talks about giving back in some way. It's like a charity energy, okay? So even though you're working really hard to work on your abundance, right? It could say that you could, that it would really help you in your own abundance and whatever you're trying to manifest if you were to give back to somebody else in some way. Again, this doesn't have to be money, okay? So you could help somebody carry something that's heavy for them, an older person, and spend some time with them if they're lonely, a younger person or someone who doesn't know something that you know, that you could teach them a skill or a craft or something like that. So that's also kind of the energy that you could be finding yourself being more open to, which is a good thing, and that could be happening, you know, kind of like midweek for you. Again, it's not exact, all right, but let's keep going. Now, Sagittarius, again, we have this 2 steps forward, 1 step back, and it happens to everyone, you know, in different times in their life, all right? Just the way it goes, right? Nobody's timeline is the same ever, okay? But you have your third card here is the Nine of Swords in the upright position. So this is, again, something could have triggered you, okay, maybe towards the end of the week or even that first weekend here, that is bringing up more anxiety, worry, overthinking, staying too much up in your head, right? And just not having mental clarity about something, okay? But we're going to go over why this is happening, okay, right now with what is on the top and the bottom of your other deck here. So, hold on. Okay, so these are the Llewellyn cards. This is the confirmation cards I use with the yellow border, right? And energy, this is, again, energy from the recent past, why certain cards have come out, or just energy kind of hanging out, right? So anyway, you have on the top the 2 of Pentacles in the reverse position, and on the bottom the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. All right, so this is saying here, Sagittarius, that in the recent past you had a hard time juggling something. You weren't grounded enough, okay? You maybe even didn't have enough of like a playful attitude in some way for some of you, or for some of you it could have been there was a trickster energy to you that kind of maybe you know, literally tripped you up in some way, or triggered you, or knocked you off your game or off your horse in some way a little bit, okay? But I feel like it's generally just talking about not being grounded and having a hard time juggling something here. All right, now with the 7 of Pentacles in the reverse position, this is like an evaluation card. And when it's in the reverse position, it could be that you didn't evaluate yourself properly, you weren't honest with yourself, or somebody else didn't evaluate you properly, okay? It could be one or the other, or both, okay? So this is normally also an energy that talks about hard work. When the card is right side up, right, he's looking at all these pentacles in the tree, and he's like, okay, this is the work I've done so far, this is what I still need to do, okay? So that's that honest evaluation, and again, slowly stacking abundance, okay? Since number 4, you had the 6 of Pentacles, and now this is the 7. But again, it's in the reverse position, so there is some type of evaluation here that you weren't being honest with yourself, or someone didn't evaluate your work situation, your project, your relationship, whatever it may be, in the correct fashion. And that could be, again, why this 9 of Swords in the upright position came out for you as your 3rd card. But let's keep going here. All right there, Sagittarius. Sorry about that. But let's see. We were leaving off with your 4th card here, all right? So your 4th card is the 7 of Cups in the upright position. This is also in the 2nd row here. So this could be talking about the 2nd week of the second row, right, in the spread, but it's actually the last week of July. Okay, so there's this energy here with the 7 of Cups of having a lot of options for some of you, not sure which option to take, which choice to make, okay? There's also a little bit for some of you of the dark night of the soul energy, where you're kind of like window shopping for options, but also it's really about the cups in tarot talk about your emotions, right? So what fulfills your cup, what makes you emotionally content or happy? So you're really looking into that energy. And you could also be seeking out somebody who is wise to help you figure out this energy, right? With this Morgana figure here, she's like the Celtic, one of the Celtic deities of like herbal medicine and magic, okay? And then she's talking to this king here, right? Or vice versa, it could be the other way. But this is you really trying to find some type of wisdom here through all these options, all right? But let's keep going here. Okay, and then your 5th card here is the 4 of Sacred Circles in the upright position. Okay, so this talks about slowly learning a skill or a craft and really communicating on a different way, either with yourself or with others, or both here. And you see this with this kind of Native American woman here, and she's smoking this peace pipe, right? So the peace pipe talks about communication and wanting to sit down one-on-one with somebody and have this vulnerable conversation about something and about being open to learning. Okay, so this is a really good, nice energy, especially following your last card, the Seven of Pentacles upright. But let's keep going and see what else we have for you. So it looks like you have cups, sacred circles, swords, and yeah, that's kind of like the majority. And then you have some pentacles, so you kind of have a little bit of each minor arcana here showing up in your reading. All right, but your sixth card here is the Three of Sacred Circles in the reverse position. So this talks about an energy where you could be resisting some type of like spiritual retreat or going within to find your own answers about something here, Sagittarius. And again, it doesn't have to be you. It could be the other person or people you're dealing with, your general environment or situation, right? With all these things that we're talking about here. But yeah, this Three of Sacred Circles, or Three of Pentacles is what it's called in other decks, right? If it was right side up, you would see this hut here, right? And so there is these symbols at the bottom in the drums and right here with the bear and the eagle spirit. So it talks about planning for the future, hibernation, seeing things from a higher perspective. Okay, so it could be that you are Sagittarius in some way, having a hard time seeing something from a higher perspective, or planning for the future in some way, or something to do with your courage, your power, your authority, right, with the bear. Okay, and the eagle could be something to do with your freedom, or just voicing something out of your heart chakra. I don't know why that just came to me. Could be just a particular message for one person, but I did hear that. Okay, so let's kind of keep going here though. And like I said, in this reading you do have, instead of 6, you have 7. So you have your 7th confirmation card. Sorry. You do have 7 cards instead of main 6, okay, before we get into your confirmation cards. So your 7th card here is the Fool in the upright position. So this is an energy of needing to make some type of a leap of faith here with something, Sagittarius. There also is a little bit of energy for some, maybe not everybody, but definitely following the last card. With the mirror here in the background, this is talking about ego, identity, those kinds of things as well. So, I really do like this particular card in this deck because, hold on a second. Because it really shows an interesting way of depicting the Fool card. A lot of times it's somebody on the edge of the cliff, it's a young guy, and he's like, la la la, and he's about to fall off the cliff, and there's like a little doggy following him, okay? But here it's an actual tarot reader, and she's holding her own card, and then there's the mirror in the background, okay? So the Fool card also talks about, if I make this leap of faith, whatever it may be, do I care how it looks to other people? Do I care how it looks to myself? Okay, so that is some of the energy in this card as well. But it really, I like to look at this card in a positive way and look at it as a new beginning for you. Okay, so now we'll get into your confirmation tarot card. Alright, so your first tarot confirmation card is the Empress in the reverse position. Your second is the Ace of Wands in the reverse position. And your third is the Ten of Pentacles upright. Now this time you actually have another additional card. Spirit wanted me to keep it. Normally you only have 3 confirmation cards, and this time you have 4. Okay, so your 4th confirmation card is the Death card upright. So we'll go in order here, alright, and talk about what this means. So Normally, when we talk about the tarot confirmation cards, this is past energy, okay? Usually the third and technically your fourth might be a little bit of past and future, but the other ones, the first two, are usually the past, okay? So anyway, we have the Empress in the reverse position in the past, right? So this could be saying in the recent past here, Sagittarius, you could have felt like you didn't have enough support around you. You weren't feeling totally in your element or feeling your own power or authority in some way, or you could have just had some stagnant energy and you were not feeling all the way abundant, okay? And when this comes in, and this is confirming the Four of Cups upright and the Seven of Cups upright, this is basically saying this Empress in the reverse position, that lack of authority, of power, of feeling support from others, of not feeling all the way abundant, right? Like you have all the tools that you need, could be why you had as your first card the Four of Cups in the upright position, all right? Not wanting to wait for something better or trust in the universe or the divine or your angels, whatever you want to call it, that something better would come. Now, this also, when it's confirming the Seven of Cups upright, could be why you're having a hard time with all these choices and options in that last week of July here. And you could have that little bit of dark night of the soul energy and really seeking some type of wisdom from somebody that can help you with your particular situation, because maybe you're having a hard time trusting your own intuition in some way as well. All right, let's go forward. Okay. So your second tarot confirmation card, right, is the Ace of Wands in the reverse position. This also is an energy of stagnant, and is an energy. This also is a feeling of stagnant energy, of not feeling super creative or passionate in some way, maybe a little bit stifledness around some kind of new beginning, a new birth of a project or something around those lines here with the Ace of Wands in the reverse position, because when it's right side up, some people say that this is a phallic symbol, right? And so this talks about fertility. Okay, sorry, the camera cut there. So we were talking about the Ace of Wands, right? So I was saying that it is also this imagery, when it's right side up, talks about fertility, right? So if you are a woman that at a certain age that wants to have a baby, it could be that. But for most, it's just a general metaphor for birthing something new, a project, a relationship, whatever it may be, a business, etc. Okay? But it is in the reverse position for you. So that's why I was saying it could be the stagnant energy of you not trusting. It could be that stagnant energy of you not trusting your own passion, creativity in some way, okay? Also the gifts from the divine, trusting your own gifts, all right? But when this Ace of Wands in the reverse is coming in here and it's confirming, sorry, let me reverse these by the way. Trying to get them in order here. Okay, Six of Sacred Circles upright and the Four of Sacred Circles upright. Okay, so when it's coming in here and confirming this one, it's talking about you could have used this Sagittarius, since this again is past energy, as a catalyst or fuel for the future, and you said, you know what, I'm not going to let that get me down. I'm not going to stay stuck in that energy. So I'm going to keep on stacking my pentacles, stacking my abundance, moving forward. I'm going to give back to others in some way, all right? And then also the same thing here with the Four of Sacred Circles upright. So you said, okay, I'm going to work on my craft and my skill, and I'm going to work on my communication with others and being more vulnerable and just keep moving forward. So that's beautiful here, Sagittarius. All right, now let's see. And so your third confirmation card is the Ten of Pentacles upright. This is a beautiful energy here, right? Since it is 10, this is talking about some type of completion of something for some of you guys, okay? It can be Also an energy that talks about endings and new beginnings, right? So it could be saying that, also be saying this ending and new beginning, whatever it is for you, right? You've reached this new level of moving up in some way. Okay, so let's say you were at the entry-level position as an example, right, at a job, and now you're a manager or you're the CEO, or if it's a relationship, you go from dating to then moving in, or if you already were moving in, then you're getting married, whatever. It's just a step up in whatever situation you're looking at in regards to this reading, okay? But it's a really nice energy that talks about contentment, abundance, okay, celebrations with friends and family, the way that it's depicted in this card. So when it's coming in and it's confirming the Nine of Swords upright and the Fool card upright, this is basically saying that again, I feel like this is more of a future energy for you with this middle card here, but it also could be something that you kind of you kind of maybe saw it in the past as possibly happening in the future in some way. Maybe somebody told you something like this was going to happen, or you had a dream, or there's some kind of like synchronicity with something there, okay? But I feel like, again, whatever it is, you used it as fuel, but also, even though it's exciting and it's positive, it could also still have a couple of things that you are questioning that is bringing out a little bit of anxiety, overthinking, worry, that kind of energy with the Nine of Swords in the upright position. Now with this Fool card here, this is basically confirming whatever leap of faith you need to make here, Sagittarius. It looks like it will be beneficial for you, okay, with the Ten of Pentacles in the upright position. So, excuse me. So this, saying however you might look to others or even look to yourself, you might go through some changes and not even recognize yourself in certain ways here, Sagittarius, during the end of this month or the beginning of August, right? But it's really beneficial for you to go forward with these changes and this leap of faith. So, and then we're pulling up your last confirmation tarot card. This is the Death card in the right side up position. This is your fourth confirmation. Remember, you had an extra one here. This is a beautiful card. If you're new to tarot, it's nothing to be scared of. It's actually just talking about, and it's a metaphor for new beginnings, endings and new beginnings, right? So the Death card talks about the dying of the old and bringing in of the new. This also talks about that there could be some people here, Sagittarius, that are very loyal to you through these changes that you're going to be making. And you can see that, with the dogs here. So dogs represent that loyalty, underneath this man on the horse, okay? So when this Death card is coming in, it's confirming the same cards that were already confirmed, right? But I just feel Spirit wanted me to include it, so I just go with it, okay? But yeah, so it's saying let go of that old way of doing something, of overthinking, having anxiety, worry, staying up late at night, too much up in your head, and balancing out, right, with your physical side, your spiritual side. So obviously more grounding means taking care of yourself, eating the right foods, getting enough sleep, etc. Having all things in balance will really help you through the changes and transformations. And then again, this is saying that whatever leap of faith you need to make or deal with issues of ego and identity within yourself, it is for the better, because it'll bring in this beautiful new beginning here for you. So that's really beautiful, Sagittarius. All right, now finally, with all that being said, let's get your quick confirmation cards before you go. Okay, so your first confirmation card, this is the Rebecca Campbell deck, and I have all the lists of all the different decks that I use in my description box if you want to check it out. But anyway, it's a woman swimming in water and she's looking up into space, and it says, weight of the world, boundaries, let it go, it's not yours to carry. Okay, so this could be a particular message for some of you during this time period, talking about needing to set better boundaries with others and within yourself, knowing your own limits, right? Not carrying the weight of the world and other people's problems to the point where it starts hurting you, okay? And then your second oracle message, your love oracle message, if you're watching for romantic reasons or platonic love with friends or family or even self-love or all the above or one or the other, right? Anyway, your message is love yourself first. Your self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. All right. So that's definitely true, right? No, regardless whether it's romantic love or platonic love or even self-love. The more that you, again, take care of yourself, love yourself, set your boundaries, eat the good foods, right? Get enough sleep, that this will make you more abundant within yourself, and people will naturally be more attracted to you when you do that, all right? But do it for yourself, not because you want to attract others, okay? All right. Now, your last oracle message here, Sagittarius, is the zebra. It's really cute, but it says, let go of your fear and know that you are safe and protected at all times. So very nice there, okay? And if you want to, like I always say, look more into the zebra symbolism, you can look up like the Native American symbology or power spirit animal of a zebra or zebra magic, and how you might incorporate it during this time period for you or even beyond, right, to help you through all of these changes. All right. So that is your message during this time here at Sagittarius. I wanted to say thank you guys so much for your patience, and if you want to subscribe and you haven't yet, it is free. All you have to do is click on the bell icon on the bottom right and make sure that it's blue and it's active, and it'll just notify you when I put out new readings. But yes, thank you guys again for all your support in all the different ways, whether you're liking, subscribing, or even sharing this video. I really appreciate it. And also, please let me know if any of this resonates for you. I always like to hear from you guys, hear back from you guys. If you're liking these outdoor readings more, or if you like the indoor, or you want both, or you want something else, just let me know too. So I will talk to you guys later. All right, take care. Thank you guys so much. Bye.